over. All right, so this document will be uploaded into Edmodo. So your task, you'll be creating a product and a business proposal. All right, now notice with your product, we'll take questions at the end. Your product doesn't now always have to be like paper, you know, just a tangible, it needs to be tangible, but it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you have to make out of paper or cardboard, stuff like that. It could be food, it could be clothes, it could be anything, but you need to be able to show it. You can't just say this is just, you know, just show us the picture. We have to actually see the product. Okay, so I want you to design the product. I don't care if you design a t-shirt. I don't care if you design, you know, cookies, but you got to have enough. If you know, saying, okay, this cookie is different because it doesn't have sugar, but it tastes like it has sugar. Well, you got to have some so people can sample, okay, because they're going to be voting on, you know, if they would invest in your company. So as you create your product, you want to think about the episodes of the Shark Tank, the ones that you've seen. If you haven't seen many episodes of Shark Tank, you have to do your research. So there are plenty of episodes either on YouTube, or you can go to abc.com and watch episodes. You need to think about what products will the sharks investing in. Okay, as you can see, they usually like the cheaper things. That's what I think, just from watching it over the seasons. They invest in the like simple stuff. Like, who would have thought that you could take a bark of a tree or something they said the xylitol came from and make candy out of it? I mean, you know, simple things. So you might have knowledge of something that, you know, most people don't, and figure out, okay, well, how can I choose something that's simple? That means it costs under $5 to make. And how can I make $10 off of it? For example, black soap is a good example. There are several companies that sell black soap, and there's different variations of black soap, and shea butter and stuff like that. But what is going to be different about yours? Okay. Now you need to think about what you want to make, as well as what products you think the sharks will reject. Okay, if it's too complicated, it's going to take too long to make. Nobody going to come in here making a Transformer outfit. It has to be something that you know somebody's going to buy. One of your friends. If your friend won't buy it, more than likely other people not going to buy it. If your friend don't want it, no one wants it. If your mama don't want it, nobody wants it. Now, if you know that you all have a recipe that, you know, maybe for jelly, or this one little girl, it's one episode, she was selling lemonade, but it's type of lemonade she was selling some kind of healthy something. So everybody's on this healthy track. Okay, for example, my husband, he has congestive heart failure. He can't have a lot of salt. He can't have more than 1,500 milligrams of salt. If you know anything about salt, 1 teaspoon of salt is 1,500 milligrams, and everything has salt in it. Even when you get in a package of chicken has 1 piece of chicken in that package, before you put extra salt on it, has 270 milligrams of sodium. So if you can't have 1,500 milligrams of sodium in a day, you know, think about everything that you look. If you look at the bag and say sodium, 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 everything has sodium in it. So making a product, making a product that has less sodium will be, you know, something that you can do for people who have congestive heart failure. And that's like 6 million people in the country. Okay. Procedures and requirements. You may work individually. You may, or a group of 2 or 3 people. I don't want 4. I don't want 5. Okay. Because you work better when sometimes you work better when you have 2 people, because you got 2 different opinions, okay, or 3 people. But when you start having 4 and 5, some people not gonna do work. That's just the truth, right? You're gonna create your unique product idea and prototype in AutoCAD, Inventor, or Revit. Now you might be like, we didn't really do that. Okay, yes, you went over Digital Steam. Okay, so if you go to, remember, we went to Digital Steam like last semester, kind of explored, played around with it. Everybody has this software on their desktop. You can also download it at home. Now, these books right here are reference books. 3 of them, all those books over there, they talk about computer-aided design. And this website here, digitalsteam.autodesk.com, is where you learn AutoCAD, Inventor, and Revit. I'm the type of person with software applications, I have to teach myself. I have to sit here and just go through it. That's the only way I can learn it, because I have to do it. And you just really have to do it. It's not going to take a long time. It's pretty simple, and they're how-to videos that aren't very long. So if you go to the, for example, if I want to do AutoCAD, I just click on AutoCAD once the computer starts. All right, and so you see that there's different levels. You have beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And there are actual how-to videos that you can watch while learning how to do it. Okay, so it goes you through the screenshot, just like what I'm doing. This is called a screencast. I also have this listed in your reference section, so the link to that. All right, so basically I just want you to draw your picture in AutoCAD. All right, develop a business plan. Now you'd be like, oh, I never made a business plan before because I don't take a business class. Well, this is a CTAE class, so we all kind of do a little business and you have people come in. But I'm also going to upload this template. There are several templates, but I just found this one. If you go to Microsoft PowerPoint and you hit new, you can always search and type in business plan or whatever, and you'll have different templates to come up. So I'm going to upload one as an example, and on the business plan, it's going to walk you through the things that you need to have. If you look and just read it and you type it in, so it's more so of a guide. Okay, it tells you exactly what you need to do on each slide. All right, so you need to, and then these are your guiding questions. What is your company called? What is your product called? You got to have a slogan. And when you come in to do your presentation, you know, like for example, what's Nike's slogan? Just do it. So we know that's engraved in our head. It needs to be something simple. Don't be like, you know, some 20-sentence slogan. Nobody's going to remember that. So if you have a product, I don't care if you're selling, okay, somebody might be good at designing tennis shoes. I know that's some big thing now. You may, you know, design some tennis shoes online and, you know, it gets shipped to you and you want to sell it to your peers. What's the slogan for it? You know, justice is justice, you know, whatever. Make up something, but something that you know is going to catch on. Also, you need to talk about the owners. Well, that would be you. You want to have a detailed plan of your product or service, and you need to have a logo. So that's where the different people, if you're working with different people, some people may be very artistic. Some people might like to draw logos and things like that, because we know the logo for Nike is what? A check or a little swoosh, and everybody knows it. McDonald's, what's the logo? It's an M. So even if you're 1 or 2 years old, shh, quiet. Even if you're 1 or 2 years old, you know McDonald's. You may not know how to read, but you know that M sign. Okay? So it needs to be something simple where a baby can understand it. Okay? Business philosophy and purpose. You need to, why are you in business? What do you believe? Whatever your product is, it needs to be an extension of who you are as a person. Okay? If you really believe everybody should have a low sodium diet so they won't get heart disease, then you need to probably, you know, that should be part of your product. For example, McDonald's, they want to provide fast food customer food prepared in the same high quality manner worldwide. That's tasty. And McDonald's does a great job of that. They're all over the world. Okay? They have a low price menu, and that works. For Courtyard Marriott, their philosophy or their goal is to provide economy and quality minded travelers with a premier moderate price lodging facility, and they do a good job of that. Okay, so people associate good nice hotels with the Courtyard by Marriott brand. How much would it cost to manufacture? You got to talk about costs. Nobody's gonna buy it if they don't know how much it costs to make. When you talk about cost to make, you got to think about how much warehouse space do you need. If you're making clothes, you got to have people making them. Okay. How much does it cost to rent? Where are you going to manufacture? Are you going to manufacture in the United States or China or India? And that's true, because it's cheaper to do it over there sometimes. You know, product costs. How much will it cost to do it? But does it make more sense? I have a friend of mine, and she goes to India. It's cheaper for her just to go to India, go get the products and bring it back than to get it shipped. Okay, so even you might have to go to China and go pick up your product or whatever. That's something that you may have to think about. You may not do it for class, but that's what you plan to do. Also, how much are you going how much will people pay for it? Okay, so you got to think about that. How much it costs to advertise and labor? What type do you need to do advertising? Is it going to be on the internet, word of mouth? You're going to do network marketing where you get people to like Mary Kay or something like that. So you want to think about how you want to sell it. So how you're going to advertise it, okay? Who's going to be your salesperson? Are you going to have several? Is it going to be students? However you're going to do it. And what do you expect? How much will it sell for? What do you expect your product, your profit to be? That's the most important thing. You have to be able to forecast, project how much you want to profit from this actual sale. Also, who's going to buy it? So who are your target customers? Are they people 5 to 10? Are they 50 and over? You know, you got to think about where they live. Are they only in Georgia? Are they 15, 13? You know, what are their genders? They're male or female or both? What's their social class? Do they make over $50,000 a year? All this has to be thought about when you're making new products. Also, who are you competing with? If you're making hamburgers, you got a lot of competition. It's not as you won't sell a hamburger, but how are you going to make that hamburger different? Okay. What startup costs would you get for? You got to think about your office expenses, advertising. Your office could be at your home. It could be in your garage. It could be in your room. So think outside the box. Where do you see your company in the next 10 years? 10 years from now, your company should not be making $1,000. It should be making millions of dollars. So that's where you have to, how are you going to get to that billion dollars? How are you going to get to it? Why should the sharks invest in your company? They got millions of dollars. They don't want to just make $100. Okay? Why should they take their $1 million of $20,000? They want that to grow into $1 million eventually. Come up with a creative way to pitch your idea. Think about a commercial. Okay? So make something exciting. Nobody's not going to buy it if it's boring. All right. So how will you be graded? You're getting 30 points for the product itself. Now, I'm scaling this by whatever it's going to be 100 points times 5. So that's total, you know, so that's where it's going to look in the system. It's going to say 100, but the multiplier will be 5. And that will be under a summative assessment. So this is your final project. So under the product thing, you got to see if it's unique, if it's something different, and is it sellable? Okay, so that's where you're going to get those points from. Your business plan. You need to make sure that you answer all the questions. You present it in an easy way to understand, and is it realistic? Something that we really can do today. Okay, try to keep your products under $20. Okay, I would recommend that. Presentation. Is it something that, are you knowledgeable of your product? You don't just come off the top of your head. Do you know about it? And you know your numbers. Are you poised when you present? That means you're not, you know, all over the room. We can see what you're talking about. Like some people just walking around like, you know, it's the mall. No, none of that. Or is your presentation engaging? Do people listen to you? Or are they just walking around playing with people's hair even though this is not a barbershop? Come on in. All right. And creative and persuasive. And then your sharp scores is an extra $10. I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to bring 10 points. I'm sorry, 10 points. I may bring in outside people, some of my friends, Erica, Tammy. These are business owners, Jarnine. Some of the Black Entrepreneur Group, I'm thinking about bringing them in to see your actual project. Or I may use you. I'm really not sure how we're going to do that. Here are your resources. Here are your resources. Here's some lists of, and this is not an exhaustive list. That means that there are other things that you can use. I just gave these as some references that you might want to use and go through. Also, you need to do some type of research, market research. In other words, Google Docs, you can create a survey. You might want to survey a few people, ask them what they like before making a product. Like, what is something that they want? What do they need? That's what you need to ask. What do you have a problem with? You need to do like a needs survey first to see what people like before you even decide to do a project. And also talk about your project phases. The first phase is discovery. Okay, you think about what you're going to do, what is your plan, what are your requirements. Then you have design. Okay, just think about the engineer design process. And then you have development, and then you have deployment. That means that I'm going to distribute to other people. Okay, do we have any questions? Yes, Justice. Yes, sir. You're going to make it yourself. You're not manufacturing multiple products, but you're going to make it yourself. Yes.